welcome to Six Flags Great Adventure. Hard to believe, but I have never been to this park. It's been on my list for a very, very long time. But we are anticipating there are many great roller coasters here, including, of course, El Toro. Arguably the best wooden coaster on the planet. But the question is El Toro the best, or is the Voyage the better wooden coaster? I guess we'll just have to see if El Toro will be able to take the throne away from this magnificent coaster. Another big thing about El Toro, it is going to be my 300th roller coaster. So massive milestone to hit. And I mean, already excited enough to get on this thing, but pretty awesome to have such a monumental one be truly a big milestone credit. So let's get on El Toro. Wow, look how big and massive it is. I'm stoked. Not off to the greatest start, that's for sure. Literally nothing is open right now. The entire park, we keep going over places that seem to have attractions running, and they all switch to close. So I don't know what's going on. It's kind of bizarre that the park is quote unquote open, but so far nothing is actually open. So fingers crossed that changes really soon. Alright, since El Toro has not opened up yet, I guess my 300th coaster is going to be Nitro instead. B&M Hyper, I don't have many left in North America I gotta try, so I am pretty stoked to get on this one. So let's get on to Nitro. All right, Nitro done, and number 300 done. So first start, I have to say this is it's a B&M Hyper. It's always going to be a pretty solid ride. It maybe needs to warm up a little bit, being first thing. It should be a hot day, but because it gave pretty mild floater airtime for a lot of the hills. Some of them did pretty well. Some of them actually yanked pretty good. And then that helix before the mid-course is really good. That was really nice and forceful. As it stands right now, I probably would put that in the lower half of my B&M Hypers, probably around better than like Candemonium and Apollo's Chariot. But I have a feeling later in the day it's probably going to go much faster and probably climb up that list. Up next, I think we're just going to get some food, and then not sure what we're going to hit up next. Hopefully El Toro's finally up by the time we do that. All right, up next is going to be Jersey Devil Coaster. First new RMC of the year, and my first Raptor that is not one of the prototypes, so going on the bigger ones. I do have to say most people do seem to like the prototypes more, but we'll see if that ends up being the case. Either way, this looks like a pretty sweet line. Alright, Jersey Devil Coaster shut down, shocker. So El Toro is running, so finally, let's get on El Toro. It's alive. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's go, El Toro.
Can you take a picture of me?
Right, after all of those years, in fact, it's been 20 years since it's opened, El Toro is finally conquered for me. And no shocker, it was incredible. That is a spectacular ride. Now, it has some of the most intense airtime I've ever experienced on any roller coaster. That first drop, I don't think I can think of a better first drop in the back row than that thing was. That was insane. And then you have all the other hills. The Rolling Thunder Hill's insane. The airtime's crazy. You have moments where it doesn't really do too much with airtime, but where I feel like it could have done a little bit more. But honestly, I don't think that's a negative when this thing is just a powerhouse with airtime. It is just blazing through. Not terribly rough, like it does have a little bit of a bite to it, but I would say, is it the best wood you've ever ridden? Nah. The Voyage still is better, but this is still incredible. Probably a top 10 ride for me. I only got one ride in. It's running on one train, so hopefully we can get on it a little bit later today. But regardless, that was spectacular. So Aaron just got off of El Toro. There it goes right there. What did you think of El Toro, Aaron?
It was a great ride. I did row 17, second to back.
Perfect.
Great ride, very intense, especially for a hot day. I definitely felt the intensity a little more today.
Yes.
But it was incredible. Loved the first drop. I almost feel like the second drop, I think it was, had more intense airtime.
The camelback. Yeah, those camelbacks are crazy.
Yeah,
What
go ahead.
You go. What do you like, this or the Voyage better?
Voyage.
Voyage, yeah. Me too. Mainly because I like a longer ride too, but this easily second favorite Woody I've ever done. I think we're gonna go over to Medusa since it's right over here. You can hear in the background. Let's get on B&M Floorless, shall we? I will definitely say this music does not fit the theme of a mythological creature like Medusa. Alright, just got done with Medusa. You know, it's a solid B&M floorless coaster. Is it my favorite? No, it's no Krypton or I would say, what do you call it? Dominator at King's Dominion. Those are my personal favorite B&M looping floorless coasters, but it's a good solid ride. I think next we're actually going to enjoy the unique attraction here, the Safari, which, you know, something that used to be really prominent in parks back in the day. Even Kings Island used to have one time, but they kept theirs around here, so I definitely want to go check that out. So let's go check out some animals.
There's an excellent diggers. All those will dig up fresh air and start to lay in. Oh, there you go.
Alright, just got done with the Safari, and honestly, unironically, that's my second favorite ride I've done so far today. That was fantastic. It was about 35 minutes, so it was long, but the amount of animals you get to see is fantastic. It reminds me a lot of Kilimanjaro Safaris at Animal Kingdom. Not quite to that level as well, the inversion theming, but really longer than Kilimanjaro Safaris is, but fantastic ride. But regardless, I think we're going to go check out a few more things and continue on with our day. Of course, the big elephant in the room when it comes to Great Adventure is going to be King Naka and what is replacing it. We all pretty much know what it is. It's going to be a Mach Extreme spinning coaster shuttle. The question is how tall. It looks like pretty damn tall. But launching out with a stall, with a launch on the stall, and going up a completely massive spike and tower. Should be a fun ride. Hopefully I'll make it back next year once that comes out, because honestly, I think it's going to be a pretty sweet ride. Oh, that's really cool, just having someone on stilts. That's a neat little touch that I wouldn't expect at a Six Flags park. Got done with Flash Vertical Velocity, and you know, pretty solid ride. Like, it's nothing too elite. Like, it's definitely not like Siren's Curse level for a new age Vekoma, but there's some decent airtime on that, and going through the inversions can be a little bit whippy at times, especially if you sit near the front, or I assume the back as well. I got row 2 on this, but solid ride. Definitely could have benefited by having a turntable to put a second train on that sucker, because that line would be really long if I didn't have Flash Pass today. But like I said, overall, solid ride. Nearing the end of the day, we still need to do Jersey Devil Coaster. That has been down, I think, for a little bit, so hopefully we can get on that. Other than that, we're kind of getting to the rest of what we need to do, and definitely want to get another El Toro ride before the park closes, but let's see what we can get accomplished. Okay, just got enough time, I think, just to do one more thing. I'm going to go over to El Toro to get my second ride on that. There's a few things I'm missing from the park just because it's been really busy, even with Fastlane. It's been tough to get through everything, but regardless, got another ride on Nitro, and Nitro, that was a lot better ride, that second ride. I was warmed up. It was the airtime was hitting a lot harder on the major hills because that really gave weak floater this morning, but now doing way better. And then just going through that helix, a lot more powerful. So definitely not near the bottom of my B&F Hypers anymore. Probably, I don't know where I put it. Maybe, let's see, maybe not better than Diamondback, but it's in the ballpark. We'll put it that way. But let's go to the true star of the show and get over to El Toro, because that thing is spectacular.
Mine over again, and I doubt anyone wants to do that.
All right, got a second ride on El Toro. Wish I could have gotten a lot more, but today was just really damn busy. There's like a grad night going on, so even with Fastlane, it takes a while. But El Toro, what a phenomenal ride. That was a better ride, the second ride, I think. I did road row 17, so not on the wheel seat. Not that it's rough on the wheel, but it did smooth it. I would consider it smooth even in the back with that. So honestly, fantastic. The airtime is just as good. I didn't know the difference between the back and the middle, or middle of that train, just one row up. So amazing. But overall, this park, there's a lot of promise here. There are a lot of things that are really good about this park, like what the attractions that they have and everything. There's a lot of improvement that needs to be made. Part of that is what they're building over there with Project Purple, but also, operations. I think the policy of the operations is something that needs to be improved. I just noticed a lot of things where people let loose items slip by and it just slows things to a grinding halt. Because the ride ops are going quick. Like, they are going quick. There's no lack of effort for them. But I would like to see a little bit better. It's not like a problem at Hershey. Food's good, solid, I guess, like nothing crazy, but rides here, I would definitely love to come here when it's not a busy day. So, because I think I would enjoy it even more. But what do I got? The Safari was great. Never got on Jersey Devil Coaster. Apparently the single rail large Raptors just evade me since Magic Mountain's never opened, and this basically was closed almost all day or anytime I tried to do it. So, but anyway, we got a lot planned. Going to actually Busch Gardens Tampa tomorrow. Hopping on a flight tomorrow and everything. And that'll be my first time back since 2023. And can't wait to get back on Iron Gwazi. So see you guys later. Peace.